KIMT News 3, coverage you can count on. This is KIMT News 3 at 6.
We have breaking news tonight. After more than 60 years in Lake Mills, Larson Manufacturing will close. We broke this for you first at 5 o'clock, and now we have a statement from the company.
It's reportedly one of the largest fraud schemes in U.S. history. On KIMT News 3's Jessica Bringy, live with one local restaurant's alleged involvement in a federal case.
And it has been a scorcher out there today with temperatures up into the lower 90s, but I'm tracking a cold front, and that means some nicer weather in store as we head through the week. A full check of your forecast is coming up.
Thank you for joining us tonight for KIMT News 3 at 6. I'm Tyler Yuska. We're going to start off with that breaking news tonight about Larson Manufacturing, a storm door company that's been in Lake Mills for 60 years, will be closing. Employees were told this afternoon. Workers on the second shift are done as of today and will get 60 days of pay. Those on the first shift will be done on November 18th and will receive severance packages. Employees I spoke with today say it comes as an absolute shock and that the shift managers seem to have no idea that this was coming either. We got a statement from the company's communications manager saying in part, quote, "The decision was based on continued efforts to mitigate external economic risks, an assessment of the industry, and the evolution of the organization to best align with its growth strategy." Going on to say that, quote, "The company is committed to helping all of its displaced workers throughout the process. We sincerely appreciate all of these associates who have demonstrated remarkable dedication over the years." Now, the Lake Mills plant isn't the only facility that's affected. The company says the ones in Grand Prairie, Texas and Senatobia, Mississippi will also be closing. Also tonight, it's been a story that we've been closely following all day. Minnesota nonprofit Feeding Our Future is allegedly involved in what's being called the largest pandemic fraud scheme in the United States. KIMT News 3's Jessica Bringy is joining us live to explain how the organization is now being charged with defrauding a federal child nutrition program and allegedly taking $250 million. Jessica, what connection does this case have to Rochester?
Tyler, the main connection stems right here through these doors at Brava Cafe and Restaurant. Earlier today, in fact, people were trying to pull on these doors and get in, but as you can see, they're locked. The restaurant is closed after being involved in this federal investigation. There are 4 people from Rochester who were supposed employees here at the restaurant in September of 2020. That's where they allegedly stole $4.3 million in funds from the federal child nutrition program. The restaurant was enrolled in the child nutrition program under the sponsorship of Feeding Our Future. The owners of the business and other co-conspirators claim to have served millions of meals from the restaurant while also falsely claiming to have a contract with Rochester Public Schools. 4 people are now being charged, as I mentioned, with federal crimes after being accused of taking that more than $4 million. Earlier today, U.S. Attorney Andrew Luger announced charges against 47 defendants ranging from conspiracy and money laundering to wire fraud and bribery after at least $250 million was found to have been stolen.
This money was to be used to feed needy children in Minnesota. Instead, it was used primarily for the benefit of the defendants. And this $250 million is the floor. Our investigation continues.
Now, I also spoke to a woman who's an employee right next to the restaurant. She tells me that she often saw the owners passing out dishes of rice, chicken, and fish, which she assumed were part of the federal program. When I asked her if she ever suspected anything, she said she was blindsided.
You just never know what somebody's really characters are, I guess, because they were giving out free stuff. They looked nice, they were doing nice things, but they were doing shady things behind their back.
Now, additionally, investigators say almost none of that money went towards feeding children. Instead, they say it was spent through shell organizations, through being put spent on cars and luxury properties. We'll have more on this story continuing at KIMT News 3 at 10. For now, live in Rochester, Jessica Bringy, KIMT News 3.
All right, Jessica, thank you very much. Now, the nonprofit was founded in 2017 and went from taking $2.9 million in federal funding to more than $197 million in 2021. All right, switching gears to the forecast now, and the sun is beaming out there.
Yeah.
Temperatures really up there today. Probably the last time we'll see temperatures like this. And you said one of our area cities even broke a record today.
Yeah, we certainly did. It was a scorcher out there. We had temperatures up in the 90s, and we had an official record high today of 92 in Mason City. You can see the highs right there, and it was even hotter the further west you go. We made it up to 97 in Algona, and Spencer, Iowa, I know it's not on the map, actually hit 100 today. So very toasty temperatures. We had a high of 90 in Rochester, and now we are still looking at some pretty warm conditions. But again, there's that record high of 92 in Mason City, the old record of 89 set back in 2018. And temperatures are still into the upper 80s to lower 90s. We have 90 in Albert Lee, 88 for Mason City, 86 in Charles City, and 87 right now in Rochester. Where we are taking a live look over downtown, showing clear skies, a lot of sunshine, just still very warm conditions, but I am tracking some much needed relief. We're tracking a cold front coming in for tonight into tomorrow, and that just means some nice cooler weather just in time for that first day of fall. And I'll have a look at that first day of fall forecast coming up here in about 10 minutes. Tyler.
All right, thank you, Aaron. The Rochester Fire Department responded to a fire early this morning in the 3400 block of Herman Court Northeast. We're told crews found a large pole shed on fire that has smoke and flames showing from it. And firefighters fought those flames from several angles to get it all under control. They had to stay outside to put those flames out too because the roof of it was not in good shape. RFD says it took nearly 3 hours to put out all of those hot spots, and as of now, no damage amount has been released, and the cause of that fire remains under investigation. A local business in the Med City is celebrating the city's culture, how We're Local is giving back to those living in the community. And later, a Pine Island man will serve prison time for setting a house on fire almost a year ago. The latest on this case coming up next.
KIMT News 3 at 6. Your local news with KIMT News 3's Tyler Yutzka. Tracking storms with Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Aaron White. This is KIMT News 3. More local news that is happening right now. We are coverage you can count on.